we're also going to do the come to sit lesson. So the basics of the e-collar is we have these two here. Sit. Go. So we have these two here. We have the red button to the red button. I put them together, and then that turns on the e-collar, and then there's that on and off button that you hold down, and that turns on the remote. A couple things about the buttons here. We have the red S that is for emergency purposes only. We have that black S that we're going to be using 99.9% of the time. So that's what we're going to be stimming him with. And then we have that T button that stands for test. So testing just to make sure that the e-collar and the remote are talking to one another. So if you press it, you'll hear this vibrate and he'll also feel it, but we're not going to be using the test button. We're just going to be using that S button. So a couple things about the charging. So there's those two ports that I was mentioning, and then you have the two ports that are connected to one charging station, so you can do that. And so right now I have the long-haired prongs on him, and so I changed them out just because he's a bigger guy. So we're going to be doing that. The other thing is the location where we're going to put the e-collar. So what I'm going to do is it's always going to be below his regular collar. And I'm going to have it what is called the nape of the neck. So I'm going to put it below his ears. So it's going to be right there, or it's going to be right there, but it's never going to be on top of his neck, or it's not going to be below his neck. So it's either going to be either one of the sides. Hello. And then the tightness is also important. I need it to be 2 finger lengths tight. Okay, so that is really important because too loose is going to rub up against him and it's going to cause what is called hot spots. And then too tight, obviously we're probably going to be choking him out a little bit, but we rather have it too tight than too loose for that main reason of the hot spot issue, because that is very common. So we have it there, so it's going to be behind the regular collar. We always attach the leash to the regular collar, not the e-collar. So we have that there. And so I am going to do the first lesson, which is come to sit. So come is obviously where he's going to come to me, and then I'm going to have him come, and then he's going to go from my right side to my left side, and then I'm going to have him sit on my left side. And then I'm going to make sure that he looks at me, and then I'm going to say break. Break is our release command, and that's where he can go off and be a puppy and do whatever he wants. He can smell, he can do whatever. That's his reward, is break. Okay, so we're going to test it out. I kind of did a little bit with him before I shot the video. He's good at sit, so that's a positive. Coming, I'm not exactly sure. So I have to get him somewhat of a distance. And so the main things that I want you guys to focus on is how I use the leash. So I have my right hand on the top and my left hand on the bottom. And then with my left hand, I'm going to pull the leash through while he's coming towards me. Mikey, come. Good. And praise him. And I'm clicking the button every time. Going around me. Good. Mikey, sit. Good sit. Wow. Good boy. Make sure you look. Mikey, break. Yeah! That's a good boy. Good boy. Off. So off is any behavior that you do not want. So jumping on the furniture, jumping on people, things like that. You're going to crank it up. And you're going to say off in a very stern voice. So I'm going to try it again. And then, all right. As you can see, he's been doing really well with my dog Mira. They like each other. Mikey, come. Good. Clicking the button, like I said, he hasn't come around, so I increase, come. Increase, come. Backing up because he's not understanding. Good. Mikey, sit. Good. Sit. Right. Yeah! That's a good boy. Good boy. All All right, we're gonna do one more for you guys. So he's far out in a distance. He can be very distracted all he wants. More distracted the better, so then he can focus on my voice. Mikey, come. Good. Come. So he stopped. Come. Come. Increasing. Come. So when I say increasing, I mean increasing the collar about 2 to 3 notches. Sit. Good. Nope. Sit. So I told him to sit. He wants to lay down, but I'm not going to have him do that. I told him sit, so he must sit. Mikey. Mikey. Right. Yeah, that's a good boy. That was very smooth. Good job. So that's kind of like the basics of the come to sit. So I want you guys practicing at home, pulling that leash, making sure that you guys understand to manipulate the leash, looking at the video and comparing it to what you are doing and how you are using the leash in the right way, so then when you get him in a couple weeks, it will be making sense and it will be super smooth. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to email me and let me know.